What's up, viewers? Guess what? It's time for another video that I was gonna do yesterday, but I got so crazy because I got a new laptop here on Christmas. So, without further ado, I'd like to present the top 20 animes of 2015. Now, out of all the shows that I wrote down, there has been a lot, and it was tough to pick out of all the shows which one's number one in my book for 2015. I know all you viewers who watch shows from Never World, etc. does, do their own poll. But I decided to do my own thing as well. So basically, this this was really tough, and after skimming through all the shows, I can only think of 20 shows. So without further ado, here are the top 20 animes of 2015. I must warn you though, some of them are spoilers. And if you don't want to read them all, what I'm telling you, I'll put the description down of all the list shows as well. Next year, I'm doing my own my anime list, so so you can find me. But anyway, let's begin. Number 20 is Seraph at the End. Basically, this show was really good to begin with. A virus ended. Oh, by the way, this contains spoilers, like I said. So basically, it's about this virus that killed almost everybody over the age of 13. And I was shocked when I first saw this. But then I realized after looking forward to this, I'm like, is this some kind of zombie apocalypse show where everybody died and the humans become the zombies? No, 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 no. This is between humans and vampires. Although I find it was drama and action put together, the war between the vampires and the humans, it was really good. Not to mention humans using demonic weapons, so it was really crazy to begin with. And it's 2 seasons though, so season two, we almost to the season finale of it. Actually, today's Saturday, which means it's the season finale of it, so I'm looking forward for that as well. But anyway, the manga is still good, still ongoing, so watch that or read it. So I'll put Seraph at the end at number 20. Now, 19 is Triage X. Basically, I picked Triage X as 19 because the creator of High School of the Dead made this show called Triage X. Now, when you think of Triage X, look at the graphics, the animation, you see it as High School of the Dead graphics. But I wasn't there for the graphics, it's the plot there, and like the fan service quote, you don't really see that because basically it's about this. You got nurses. Nurses is like by morning they're nurses, but at night they're assassins, and they kill mafias, the bad guys, you could say, killing all of them to stop this virus they have. Now, after I watched this show, I realized, is this gonna be like this? Is it like this? I don't know. But if you read the manga, you see why it's more action-packed thing. Sure, shows like Mrs. Sure has like a lot of boobs showing, but that's okay. That's okay. But anyway, this show was really good, and I really liked the plot of it. Normally you can't find plots, but this one you kind of do. So yeah, Triage X is at 19. Number 18 is Raycon. Raycon is a cute show where about this girl who lived a double life. It's a regular slice of life to me, slice of life comedy show where school life thing where it's just about this girl who goes to school, living who talks to ghosts, and you find this weird because she was trying to be human, she's trying to talk to ghosts. It's kind of like Ichigo Kurosaki in a way, but yeah, you can say it like that. And the friends see the ghost with their phone app and just see the ghost. It's like a friendly thing. She helps them, they help her. It's really nice. 17 is Plastic Memories. Now, I find Plastic Memories the saddest of them all to the core. When we talk about Plastic Memories, you have to watch this show because I felt in tears for this until like the last episode. You know how usually the first episode, second or third, and you see the credits and it goes like the little aftermath with this other girl highlights for the next week's episode? There are some of those has that. So basically, about this boy didn't get a college, and father put him to this job where they work with these androids. Not really, you could say androids, and they help with these human emotions, So these androids go with a human, and then when it's time for them to return to the scrap metal, which is the graveyard, they sign a waiver and they take them back to recharge or send them to the graveyard, you put it like that. And he's teamed up with Isla, the white hair girl. Although everybody gonna find her sad, Everybody gonna find her sad. When you watch the opening of Plastic Memories, you're gonna see a little bit of sad. You're gonna see Isla's emotions from like this mode to this, to crying to this, and you're gonna see a lot of that when you watch the opening. So you really have to pay attention to Isla's reactions in this episode. And the sad thing about it is, what's really sad was when you get to like the first 3 episodes and then leading to the last episode, you're gonna feel sad about this. So yeah, Plastic Memories is at 17. 16 was a show that was really crazy enough for the first episode, and I watched it, was Charlotte. Yes, it's these. I put 16 on Charlotte. I felt kind of stupid, but it was tough. 16 is Charlotte because Charlotte wasn't a show for me to watch to begin with. Until my friend saw the first 2 episodes and he told me you have to watch Charlotte. So I watched Charlotte and I see this already guy using power to switch bodies, and I was thrilled to see this. Really thrilled to say, oh my god, what the fuck? And he's on top of the school. I mean, he's top of the class. He got a girl because he fucking cheats and he fucking uses powers to get the girl. Who doesn't do that? But long story short, he got busted for using his powers and the girl dumped him. So now him and his sister are living in this house near another school where it's not just him using powers, it's other people with supernatural abilities. So he teamed up with them to make sure that people with powers don't use them for bad things. Like, one is fast, one is invisibility, one can jump high, that's what it is. So that's good about Charlotte. Now, 15 is the show that was so perverted. It's called Shimoneta. Shimoneta is one of the, I won't say, not perverted in a way, but it was one of those things where it's like, what would happen if Tokyo was a green field? Just leave it on the low. So basically, this show is about this law where everything is out of order. Like, let's just say, dirty magazines, hentai, websites, they blocked off everything, and it's like a living environment, and you can't use dirty words. So they got this collar around their neck, and they got to prevent them from not being so perverted or being so. It's like being it's a neat freak town. But then you got this girl who's like an assassin called the Socks. Put the O in the E, but you get the idea. The Socks, and their symbol is so cliche, it's like this. But anyway, she wears this white panties over her head, and she's naked with a white cloak, and she's panning around throwing magazines, naked photos, just to get them turned on to understand that it's okay to have sex. Sex isn't wrong, right and wrong, she believes that. And she tries so many dirty ways to get them guys, to get everybody turned on. And the guy didn't even want to join, but he did it anyway. They forced him. But then you meet this girl named Anna who trying to stop him, but she's more of a perv than she is. Than they are. With the love cookie and the nectar juice down there, come on. It's crazy. But yeah, Shinometa's at 15. And it was really fun. Now, number 14, I put this above Shinometa because we're talking about, when I said fan service, I meant fan service. And with incest like his exes, hell no. That's worse than that. Shimamau Testament. Now, when I first saw this show, I'm like, it's okay. Not bad. But what the fuck did I just see after 2 seasons of it, where it's just, hey, I go inside the bathroom and I see a girl pulling her panties down in the toilet. So you're thinking to yourself, this is not what I want to see. And they're sisters. Well, you can say that. But then I'm thinking, as I watch this, I'm like, is this going to be some Kiss X Sis remake? Nope. It's demons, angels, heroes, you get the idea. And you got this Basara guy who's badass with his sword. The thing about Basara is that normally a perverted guy will get a nosebleed, but Basara kept it cool throughout the entire series, and he's the type of guy that keeps it all on the line. So, that being said, put in Shimamaro Testament on 14th was really good. It was a lot of fan service, like I said, with the harem, the etchiness, and the way how to do, would you call it, a bond? It went way too far. With them putting the honey on them, Basada slapping the girl's ass, making them comment all that stuff. It was crazy. It was crazy to look at. It was like hentai all over again. And it was, and I couldn't stop like, what the fuck is the plot? And the plot got there to a point in the mid first season and the mid second season, so you have to watch to believe it. But yeah, Shimoneta, no Testament is on 14. Even though it has action, it was a lot of that. Number 13 was a show that was based off the manga I read. It's called Actually I Am. Basically, Actually I Am was a little bit of Rosario Vampire-ish. I said ish because it was kind of was. So basically, it's about this boy who could never tell a lie, and normally, this guy can keep a secret. He always blab about it on the spot. So when you go upstairs one time in the school, he found out the girl he loved is actually a vampire, and he has to keep it a secret. And it's hard for him to keep it a secret because he can't tell nobody. It's hard for him. I mean, think about it. A boy can keep secrets, really. So again, he has to tell the girl that. I mean, he has to keep it a secret to make sure that nobody doesn't talk. I mean, that nobody doesn't know that she's a vampire, because if they found out she's a vampire, she's forced to leave the school. Now, during these episodes, he faced drastic measures, like you got the alien girl. So you could tell by the blue hair alien girl with the screw in her head, you could tell that she's one of those. You got a psychotic friend of her who will go out stalking her, the crazy one with the glasses. And you got this perverted wolf girl, which everybody has a crush on. Although I found her a bit weird because the moon transformed to a guy and the guy transformed to a girl, and then whatever they look at the moon. And it's pretty funny throughout episodes where he tried to tell her that I like her, but she wants to become friends, and it stabs him in the heart. That stabs him because he really wants to like her, but then she wants, instead of being a friend, so she's like stabs. But yeah, this is a great show. So it's not a harem in a way, just because he has 4 girls. Nuh-uh. It's just funny in a way, and romance. So Actually I Am is on 13. Now moving on to my list is number 12, which is Gate. Gate was not one of the shows I respected, but first saw a glance of it, I'm like, wow, this is shit. So Gate is basically about this guy who's on his phone, which I remember, and he chilling, trying to get to this store to buy manga, anime, whatever. And all of a sudden, around that time, these people with dragons, flying dragons, and dragons and soldiers came in and just randomly attacked civilians. And he's the only one who knows what's going on. I don't know how he managed to do it, but he did. So he saved a couple of people. Actually, not a couple. We're talking about a lot, like dozens. Probably about 500, 700,000, doesn't matter. But he saved a lot. At the same time, after just one day of saving everybody, he actually became a leader. And he's now him and his troops are going through the gate, where you got they're like sentries with gauntlets, mace, swords, shields. You get those kind of days. And you got these. Now he's met fairies. Not a Sword Online thing. It's not a Sword Online thing. Although I find it a little bit of a weird thing, but they use magic at the time. They meeting this princess named Pina Colada, which I know you're going to buy a drink off of that. But yeah, you see her in the long run. But other than that, Gate was good. Gate is making a second season, which I'm really happy. And the episodes, the season ended with a cliffhanger. We had a lot of cliffhangers out 2015, but this one had ended with a cliffhanger, and now we're waiting for 2015 to come around. So, I'm sorry, 2016 to come around for Gate. So Gate's coming out early, so I'm really looking forward to that. Now, 11, this was tough, but 11 I put Etotama. Etotama is one of those cute little shows that if you understand your Chinese zodiac, consider yourself a badass, especially if you're the year of the rat. Basically, it's about this cat named Nyantan who's trying to be a member of the Chinese zodiac. For those of us who hasn't been, for those of us who know their Chinese zodiac, you might want to watch Etotama. Just look up what I do is just look at the year you was born in, and whatever year you're born in, just look at that. For instance, I'm not going to mention my year, but I'm the year of the horse. I'm the year of the horse, and the horse in that show is so funny that I had to, what the fuck is her problem? And I understand her personality though on that one. But then let me just backtrack that. Anyway, the horse, Anyway, Nyan-tan, which is the cat, she trying to be a member, like I said, the Chinese Zodiac. So how she does it, she has to face all 12 members of them. Some of them require playing tag. Some of them are real fights. Some of them are racing. And the thing is, when they fight, we're not talking about just human fight. They transform to little chibis and fight their heart out in this show. So I recommend watch Etotama. It's really cute, it's really funny, and it's really good to watch. So I'll put that on number 11. Now, coming in at number 10 is a wrong to try to pick up girls in the dungeon. I find this kind of weird to me because this is like, what show would I call it? Like sort of online in a way, but I can't argue with this. So, is it wrong to try to pick up girls in the dungeon? It's about this boy named Bell who's trying to be an adventurer. And he ranks up for killing demons. You know what I mean? This is what you see in an RPG game. You kill a demon, you kill a monster, a minotaur or whatever, and you rank up. You collect the jewels, you can use them to buy armor. You could buy armor, you could buy swords, maybe go to a bar and buy some beer and food. But yeah, that's what you see in that show. It's basic to me. What I see in this is like, what would happen if you're an adventurer? This is what happened if you rank up. This is a life of an RPG world if you really look at it. Plus it's had little harem moments at the time in comedy because mostly that goddess is there with Belle, with the black hair and the white dress, and I'm sure everybody dresses as her for some reason. I think everybody likes her. But it's the wrong to trying to pick up girls in a dungeon. That's 10. Now moving on to 9 is Yamada and the 7 Witches. This manga is still ongoing, and they need to make a season 2 out of this because Yamada and the 7 Witches is the funniest show that I've ever thought of. We're talking about kissing. They took kissing to a whole new level in Yamada and the 7 Witches. Got this delinquent, and he see the girl in this class who's all like smart and everything, and then all of a sudden he gets so mad with her that they both fell down the stairs. And then when he wakes up, he found out that he's in her body and she's in his body. So now he's like, wait, how do I get back to my body? All that stuff. So they thinking, oh, I remember we kissed. So since they kissed, they switch back. So along the way, you find out that it's not just her. It's not just her that is a witch. There are like 6 other witches, and each of these 7 witches contain powers. Oh, one can switch bodies. One can read minds. One can see the past. One can see the future. One is invisibility telepathically, and the other one can enjoy people's memories. You know what I mean? That's how it is. And how they get them is by kissing. And they test subjects. They do experiments on people just to see what it is. So you're going to see a lot of girl kissing at times, girl kisses boy kisses boy thing. You're gonna see that funniness in that one, and yes, it's really funny to watch. So Yamada the 7 Witches is a great show. I recommend that. Now, moving on to 8th place, and I wrote it here. Oh yeah, here it is. We're talking about Beauty and the Beast. No, my love story, and it's kind of like Beauty and the Beast. It's about this giant guy. Taller than the Big Show. I don't know. But this guy is tall. And he's a big guy with a big heart. Yes, a big heart. Kindness in a way. And he doesn't really understand love. Basically, when I mean my love story, it's about his first romance with a girl type thing. So let's put it like this. Big guy, big heart. She's a girl. And so you see a girl on the train. And you're like, okay, let me think. Is this going to be some kind of romance scenario where he gets done? Hell no. Apparently she likes him. But here's the funny thing about my love story. Again, he's tall and she's like this. It's like you put, let's just say, to me he's like 10 feet tall. And she's like 4 or 5 feet. And when they hold hands and when they're walking, you're thinking like, oh, they're friends. Oh, when you think they're holding hands, you think they're like father and daughter, which everybody finds that in the anime like, what the fuck is that? What makes it comedy, the way the show is so funny is because the way how his face reactions. He not only he's big, but he got big lips, big eyes, and that's why he's so funny to watch these days as a show to like, hey, sorry about this, as a way to say, hey, I can't And you got his friend, his best friend, who's always gets rejected. Well, not rejected by girls. He's rejected the girls, and the girls always cry. So if a hot, gorgeous girl sees him and say, "Would you go out with me? I like you," he gonna say, "No." I don't know what's wrong with him. It's just how he is. But my love story is at 9. I'm not sorry. 8 was my love story, and I really liked this show. It was really good to watch. It was really funny. It teaches you about romance in a way. His first romance dates, and everything was gonna happen. But yeah, it was good. Number 7, and did I put 7 on this shit? Oh yeah, 7 blow my mind when this first aired. Death Parade. I saw Death Parade, and when Death Billers came out, the OVA, I'm like, okay, this is gonna be like a random bar episode and whatnot. But hell no, you're talking about where your life is on the line, where one's dead, one could get reincarnated, reincarnated, and one goes to the void. And I find this a bit like, what the fuck is this? And they play simple games, but when they play the game, their life is on the line. And they get the flashbacks of every little thing that they understand how they died. 2 people enter a bar, they both died at the same time. So if, let's say one died of a heart attack, one died of a seizure. And if both of them died at the same time, they're going straight into a bar and they play a game. And when they play a game like simple games like bowling, darts, arcade, when they lose or something happens to them, they get a flashback of what happened. And I find this really tempting though, because this was really an epic show to begin with. When you watch Death Village and then lead into Death Parade. One thing I like about Death Parade is the opening, where it's like, everybody put your hands up. Everybody was singing it. I sang that lyric too. I love that song. I still got the opening on my phone. And the thing about Death Parade was that you think the Death Parade would be a horror show, but it's not. I mean, it's supernatural, and the opening is funny. It's like people are dancing in that bar, and it's like, to me, it's like, okay, so it's fun to die. Just go to a bar and have fun, get a few drinks in your set. So that's what Death Parade will be. So yeah. Number 6 is a cute little show called Himouto Umaru-Chan. It's about this girl who lives a life. This is like what would happen if you have an otaku sister. Put it like that. Basically, it's about this girl named Umaru who lives a life, like us. Seeing her reminds me of us in our days. Actually not our days. It's just like, this is just us. She comes. Let's just say she's in school. Every boy and girl likes her, and everybody in the town likes her. Her personality, her good looks, her good body, everything. But now, everything changed when she goes into her house, her apartment, and she starts going crazy. She transferred to a little chibi farm and put on that hamster hoodie, and all she does is play games, go on the computer, read manga, play video games. It's something we would do. It's something we would do. You know what I mean? That's something that's us. It just, seeing her in her chibi form is like, if we come home from work or come from school, we lock our doors and go straight into our chibi form and just say, let's play some video games. So that's her. It's like, it's just her double life. And seeing her chibi form in her house, in that hamster hoodie, is so cute. I went to Comic-Con and a lot of people want that hamster hoodie. To be honest, I want that hamster hoodie and I'm gonna get one of those. So that's 6. Himouto-Chan is a cute show, and I say you watch that. This is like what would happen if you have a little sister who's really into anime. Now, moving on to the top 5 anime of 2015. Number 5, Gangsta. Gangsta, I did a live reaction and a review of Gangsta. Basically, Gangsta was not on my to-do list to put this on 5. I was going to put this on 10, but I find Gangsta a bit too much. Gangsta is like Black Lagoon. Just compare the Black Lagoon and Gangsta together. Killers, check. Gangsters, check. Prostitutes, check. Cops, check. And that's what you see in all the categories of this Gangsta won't compare to Black Lagoon. So Gangsta is like these 2 guys, Warwick or Nicholas. 2 guys that just handyman, You call them, they'll beat the crap out of them or kill them. So let's just say like around your corner you see like gangsters ruining your house. I mean, ruining somebody's is blocking their streets out, they're gambling and whatnot. You call them and they will take them out. Now, the show gets more crazy with not just them being the handyman, but it gets more aggravated with Alex, the prostitute. And Alex, who was brought in by those two handymen, she's trying to understand the past between Warwick and Nicholas. She's just trying to get to know each other. Not to get in their pants, but trying to be, you know how you see prostitutes trying to be normal in a way, trying to be not prostitutes. That's what Alex is. She's trying to like lead a positive life and not going back to the streets, doing sex for money and other stuff. She's trying not to, but yeah. So it gets more. It has a lot of blood in this because you're gonna see a lot of action in this one. The more details about Warwick and Nicholas leads to these twilights, but you see a lot of that later on. But Gangsta's at 5. Now moving on to number 4. Number 4, and I can't stress this out, based off the manga, Prison School. After 200 chapters, Prison School got an anime. Not only that, it has a live action show. So, what's Prison School? Okay, the reason I put Prison School at number 4 is this. Let me break this down for you. 5 boys. All girls school. You do the math. So now you're thinking, this is like one of those shows where it's like boys goes from all girls school, trying to be a perv and all that stuff. And you think that's really nice. But then they got busted one night trying to peek into the girls' bathroom, and then all of a sudden they got sent to this school called Prison School, where it's like the prison is in the middle of the schoolyard. So they do manual labor like prisoners would do. You know, chopping wood, cleaning bathrooms. It's what you see in eating prison food. It's like what you see in prison. And by what you see in prison, I mean like there's one scene with the bar soap scene, which we all know you don't want to be in that scenario. This is what this teaches you not to go to prison. Trust me on this. Don't go to prison because you gotta watch Prison School to understand. But these 5 boys trying to convince they're innocent, and the underground student councils is so fucking strict. It gets way edgier and way sweatier. And when I meant sweatier, I meant the Madam Vice President. She's not Madam Vice President. I would say the Vice President in a way. Yeah, she has a short dress with big boobs, and she sweat a lot. She trains so much. She does squats like this. She exercises so much that it show only emphasis on the sweat going from the head all the way down, and you can see that. And it was censored at times, but then now it's uncensored. You can see all of it from the bottom of her dress. Although I didn't see it uncensored, don't watch the dub. The dub is really whack. I mean, the dub is kind of whack, but I prefer watching the sub. This show is so like, again, what not to do at prison, and everything you should not just suspect it, but you have to watch this show, Prison School. Now it's 12 episodes, but if I recommend it, read the manga, because the manga gets more and more crazier, because the manga ended with a cliffhanger in the last episode, and you have to read the manga furthermore to understand what the fuck's going on. If you're desperate to read the manga, or you want to wait season 2 for it, it's up to you. And the Prison School is a lot of it's fan service, but it has a lot of cliffhangers, so you can be upset about that. Plus, there's a lot of shipping, especially if your favorite girl is Hana, which she's my favorite girl in that show. So yeah, I know everybody has a thing for Hana. But Prison School is at 4. Number 3. Number 3, this is 3rd place in the greatest anime of 2015, Monster Musume, Everyday Life with Monster Girls. The manga, the thing about this anime is it went fast towards the manga. That's why we're not gonna get a season 2 like that off the back, because this was so early, and and the thing about this was that we're not gonna get a season 2 no time soon because they rushed it. But anyway, Musume at third place. Basically, it's about this guy named Darling. We quote, they call him Darling, is short. I don't know his name in details, but Darling is cute. Yes, Darling is cute because I don't know how they find him cute because his eyes is just like in a way. So he wakes up 6 o'clock in the morning. Imagine yourself waking up 6 o'clock in the morning with a beautiful girl of your dreams, long red hair. I'm sure he does. But then you realize she's she's a monster girl, half human, half snake, and then she try to squeeze the life out of you, and which makes it so cute because it's the funniest show ever. So what makes it good is that there's this law where monsters can't kill humans, humans can't kill monsters, and you can't have sex with them. So now he's living now his life turned upside down where it's not just one monster girl, there are 7. When you watch the opening, it shows a lot of spoilers of showing the monsters, but you're gonna see them all. You're gonna see a harpy girl, Pappy. You're gonna see centaur, which is a centaur. You're gonna see a slime girl. You're gonna see a mermaid. You're gonna see half human, half spider girl, and then you're gonna see the Ruhan, which all 7 monsters are living in his house. Now he's living like a whole horror romance type thing where he can't have sex, and I feel bad for him because he can't make out with them. So now he has to prevent himself from not being arrested. But this show is so good that even the ending was funny with these 4 Mon girls, the zombie, the cyclops, the doppel, and the ogre. So yeah, this was a great show to watch. So Monster Soon is at third place. If you haven't read the manga, you gotta read the manga. And if you want to see the anime, you gotta watch it. It's uncensored, so you get to watch all this nudity if you want to see that much. Number two is School Life. Oh my freaking god. Let me tell you about School Life. How can something be so cute be a horror show? Now, we're talking about Gakukarashi, and that's the word of it, aka School Life, which is like, basically, I thought this show was going to be like a school life, slice of life show. And I look at the genre, it says horror. So I looked at the first episode, I'm like, first like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, it was like, oh, it's so cute. Where's the horror in this? I watched it, and you got this cute little dog who's everybody's personal favorite, which is one of the cutest things. And you see this girl named Yuki, pink hair and stuff, getting ready for school. Even the opening is so cute. It's like, it's cute. When you watch it, you're like, okay, this can't be horror. Bullshit. Let me tell you something. In the first episode, when you get to almost the end, you see nothing but blood, broken windows, and a zombie fucking apocalypse outside. So you know for a fact that this is horror when you're dealing with zombies. So now you 4 survivors having these activities and going to school, in quote, well, basically school, and they have to survive in the zombie apocalypse. But here's the catch. You got one psychotic girl who's so cheerful, and she thinks it's nothing but just them outside playing and doing after school activities like playing baseball or go to the gym, go to the library, have an adventure. The other 3 knows it's a zombie apocalypse. But she's psychotic. She can't handle the real world out there. But School Life is that too, and for every opening, the song is still cheerful. But when you still watch the opening, notice the changes in it. Notice. You have to watch Gakukarashi because for every opening, every ending, it changes. So you really have to pay attention to this one here. So Gakukarashi is a great show. And unlike High School of the Dead, when they show the zombies, School Life doesn't show the zombies. It shows them, but not really showing the real face, the bodies of the zombie. It's just, how do I put this in ways? You don't see their face. You don't see their eyes. You just show like a shadowy figure. So when you see the shadowy figures, you notice they're zombies. That's they want to make it like a little less hard than High School of the Dead with the zombies. But yeah. Now, number 1, and this is first place, and I'm gonna put this, I'm sorry, but it's not One Punch Man. I like One Punch Man, but it's not. and Haikyuu Season 2, not. If there's one show that I could put first place on, it's Food Wars. Now, Food Wars at 1, let me break it down for you. Food Wars has one thing and one thing only: foodgasms. I'm not kidding. Foodgasms. And bottom line with this show is a legit bullshit. Because let me tell you this. Basically, it's about this boy named Soma who goes to the school. Not really go to school. He wants to run his own restaurant. He wants to run a restaurant that he learned from his father. So let me put this in a way. Father sent him to this culinary school, an elite culinary school, where one slipped up, one mistake, you're expelled. These chefs are legit. They're serious as hell. Let me tell you, it's not just cooking. This is like one of the sports shows, but cooking is a sport. It is. But with cooking, though, it's science. And in this show, cooking is all about science, formulas, etc. That defines why people deserve to cook. This makes people want to eat food. And when you watch Food Wars, I recommend bring a food, because the more time you see them make the foods, your stomach gets growling every time and you want to go out and buy something right now. But yeah, now Soma's in this, again, where a school where everybody's strict, and he meets other people from around the world, trying to fit in, trying to be the best chef he can be. He wants to learn more and more about these food that they're making. For example, you got the one who's good with meat. You got one that's good with pork. You got one who executes in the style of French cuisine. You see what I'm saying? It's like that. And during each arc, he faced challenges with his friends. And some of his friends may not cook as better as him, but he tries. And then you got this Elite 10, who's the most brolic chefs ever. Although we haven't seen him how much they cook, because the manga is still ongoing. You see a few people cook, and the few you're going to meet in the manga. Although if you want to read the manga, I recommend you should. You don't want to wait in the anime. Even though Food Wars is coming out next year, and we're getting a second season of it, I recommend reading the manga after this one, because you're going to understand what the hell was going on. So, long story short, Soma, the last episode of Food Wars was when Block A and Block B, they compete, and then you got the 4 from A and the 4 from B, they compete, and Soma is facing somebody in the first round, which I'm not going to say who, but you'll be surprised. I'm not going to say it, but but this show has bring out the best in cooking. This makes people want to cook, and these people starving. It was a lot of orgasms and foodgasms in a way. It's so turn on. But yeah, Food Wars is funny. Chibiness at times, cliffhangers at times, and the opening is so good too. When you watch the ending, they have like a little after credits, so you can see what's happening after, leading to the next episode. So yeah, Food Wars was great, and this was the #1 show of 2015 that I really had to put up with. I did say these 20 shows was going to be controversial. The other anime shows I would put in the top 20, but this was the really tough decision. So I'm sorry for that. But again, these votes was a bit tough and a bit wrong for you guys to understand why, but I know you guys probably will. But that's it for now. So that's it for now. I'm gonna do right now I'm gonna use my laptop and do my anime list, so you guys can find me. Follow me on Google Plus or Facebook if you want to chat about the top 20 picks that I did. Or use the app, which is Anime Amino, which I'm sure you guys will probably use, or if you got it. So that's it for now. Keep calm, live on, and watch anime.